Welcome to Science Showdown, the ultimate study review quiz show. Today's questions will cover physical science. The game will be divided into 3 rounds, each one a little more difficult than the last. Round 1 will focus on understanding concepts. For this round, your team has 5 seconds to decide on your answer to each of 5 questions. Each correct answer earns 5 points. So let's get ready to begin round 1. Here's question number 1. Which term identifies the type of matter that is composed of 2 or more different elements chemically combined in a fixed ratio? Is it number 1, a solution, number 2, a compound, number 3, a homogeneous mixture, or number 4, a heterogeneous mixture? Go ahead and lock in your answers. Excellent. If you pick number 2, compound, you earn 5 points. A compound is composed of 2 or more different elements chemically combined in a fixed ratio. That is the definition of a compound. Let's go on to question number 2. The subatomic particles in the nucleus of an oxygen atom include electrons only, neutrons only, protons and neutrons, or protons and electrons. Go ahead and select your answer. If you pick number 3, protons and neutrons, you got it correct and you earned 5 points. The protons and neutrons are found in the nucleus of an atom. The electrons are in the orbitals outside of the nucleus of an atom. Let's go on to question number 3. Space probes launched from Earth send information back to Earth from space in the form of 1, mechanical waves, 2, sound waves, 3, longitudinal waves, or 4, electromagnetic waves. Go ahead and select your answer. If you selected electromagnetic waves, you got it right and earned 5 points. Electromagnetic waves can travel through the vacuum of space. They're made up of all different types of waves like radio waves, microwaves, X-ray waves, gamma ray waves, all types of different waves, even the visible spectrum. Mechanical waves and sound waves need a medium to travel through. Sound waves are longitudinal waves. Sound waves are mechanical waves. Electromagnetic waves are transverse waves. Let's go on to question number 4. Question number 4. An unbalanced force or a non-net zero force is always necessary to 1, keep a body at rest, 2, keep a body moving with a constant velocity, 3, change the speed of an object, or 4, change the position of an object. Go ahead, lock in your answers. If you selected number 3, change the speed of an object, you got it correct and you earned 5 points. Keeping a body at rest or having an object move at a constant velocity is Newton's first law of motion, the law of inertia. An object at rest will remain at rest. An object in motion will remain at a constant motion until acted upon by an outside force. So this is the outside force we're talking about, an unbalanced force or a non-net zero force. Non-net zero means it has a numeric value or it has magnitude. It could be any number from 1 to 99 or above. A zero net force is a balanced force. Which planet has the highest density? Is it 1, Neptune, 2, Mars, 3, Saturn, or 4, Uranus? Go ahead, lock in your answers. Excellent. The correct answer is Mars. If you selected number 2, Mars, then you earned 5 points. Neptune, Saturn, and Uranus are all gas giants. Being gas giants means they have low densities per average. Mars, being a terrestrial or rocky planet, has a high density with a metallic inner core.
That's the end of round 1. How did you do? Remember, you get 5 points for each correct answer. Take some time to total your scores. Get ready to think a little harder in round 2. This round will test how well you apply concepts. In this round, you'll have 10 seconds to answer each question. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. If everyone is ready, then let's begin round 2.
Question number 6. The diagram below represents a stream entering a lake. Letters A, B, C, and D represent locations in the stream. Here we have A, B, C, and D. They're all within the stream. At which location in the stream will the greatest amount of erosion be occurring? Is it A, B, C, or D? Go ahead and select your answers. Good. If you selected A, you were correct and earned 10 points. We have the outer bank and the inner bank. So this is U-shaped here. You can see that's U-shaped there. Whatever's inside the U shape is considered the inner bank, like C. Whatever is on the outside of the U shape is considered the outer bank. B is right in the middle of the stream, and D is entering the lake. A is where the most erosion takes place in a meandering stream. Question number 7. Which two particles have opposite charges? Is it 1, an electron and a neutron? Is it 2, an electron and a proton? Is it 3, a proton and a neutron? Or is it 4, a proton and a positron? Go ahead, lock in your answers. If you selected number 2, an electron and a proton, you were correct and you earned 10 points. Electron and neutron. Electron has a negative charge and a neutron has no charge. So those aren't opposites. A proton and a neutron. Proton has a positive charge and a neutron has no charge. So those are not opposites. And a positron is a negatively charged electron of all things. So a proton has a positive charge and a positron has a positive charge. Those are not opposite charges. Electron being negative and proton being positive are opposite charges. Let's go on to question number 8. Which block diagram best shows a transform fault? Is it 1, diagram 2, diagram 3, or diagram 4? Go in, block your answers. Excellent. If you selected block diagram number 4, then you got it correct and you earned 10 points. So a transform fault is one where the fault lines slide past each other, or the plate boundaries slide past each other. These are up and down, and this is out. This is divergent and going down. So these are not correct, and 4 is the correct answer for a transform fault because it shows them sliding past each other, like the San Andreas fault. Number 9, which graph represents the relationship between the gravitational potential energy, or GPE, of an object near the surface of the Earth and its height above the surface of the Earth? Is it 1? Is it graph 2? Is it graph 3? Is it graph 4? Go ahead, select your answer. Excellent. Excellent. If you pick graph number 2, that the potential energy increases as the height increases, then you got this one correct. Graph 1 says that the gravitational potential energy stays the same as you increase the height, which doesn't happen. Graph number 2 says that the gravitational potential energy rises exponentially as you increase the height. And graph number 3 says that the gravitational potential energy decreases exponentially as you increase the height. The gravitational potential energy and height from the equation GPE equals mgh, or mass times the acceleration due to gravity times the height of an object, shows that it is a direct proportional relationship. As you increase the height, you directly increase the gravitational potential energy. If you double the height, you double the GPE. Let's go on to question 10. An ionic compound is formed when there is a reaction between the elements 1, sodium and chlorine, 2, hydrogen and chlorine, 3, nitrogen and oxygen, 4, sulfur and oxygen. Go ahead and lock in your answers. All right, let's look at this. So, ionic compounds form when metals, everything in this orange, chemically combine with nonmetals or bond with nonmetals. It's a transfer of electrons takes place. That's all the blue are the nonmetals, hydrogen, all this stuff. So we want to have a metal and a nonmetal combined. So we have sodium and chlorine. So sodium is number 11 right here, and chlorine is number 17. This is a metal, and that's a nonmetal. So number 1 is the correct answer. Hydrogen is a nonmetal, it's blue, and chlorine is a nonmetal, so they would form covalent bonds. Nitrogen and oxygen are also both nonmetals, and they would also form covalent bonds. And sulfur and oxygen are also nonmetals, and they would also form covalent bonds. So the only metal and nonmetal on here is sodium and chlorine, and that is our correct answer.
That's the end of round 2. Now it's time to total your points from round 2 and add them to your round 1 scores. Remember, each correct answer in round 2 is worth 10 points. It's now time for round 3, which will test your critical thinking and problem-solving skills. In this round, you'll have 20 seconds to answer each question. Each correct answer is worth 15 points. The person or team with the most total points at the end of round 3 wins today's Science Showdown. If everyone's ready, let's begin round 3.
Question 11. Each block below represents an atom, and the different colors represent different elements. Which of the following represents a chemical reaction? So here we have our Lego blocks, and they all represent different elements. So there's blue element, red element, green element, yellow element. And each block represents an atom. So this is 2 atoms of blue and 1 atom of red, 1 atom of green, 1 atom of yellow. So all our reactants are the same in this question. Which of the following represents a chemical reaction? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? Go ahead and select your answers. If you selected number 1, you were correct. All right. The law of conservation of matter says that whatever your beginning reactants are, you should have the same amount of products on the other side of the reaction. So we have 2 blue, we have 1 yellow, we have one yellow, we have one green, we have one green, we have one red, we have one red. So this chemical formula represents or chemical equation represents the a chemical reaction that obeys the laws of the conservation of matter. This one has two blue, but there's only one blue over here. So this one does not obey the conservation of matter. This one has one green here, but two greens there. So this one does not obey the law of conservation of matter. And this is the same thing. We have a red and one green, but we have no reds and two greens over here. So this one does not obey the law of conservation of matter. Therefore, 1 is the correct answer. Question number 12. If the average distance between Earth and the Sun were doubled, what changes would occur in the Sun's gravitational pull on Earth and the Earth's period of revolution? Well, the Earth's period of revolution is how long it takes to orbit the Sun, okay? 365 days a year to go around the Sun in one orbit. So is it 1, gravitational pull would decrease and the period of revolution would increase? Is it 2, gravitational pull would decrease and the period of revolution would decrease? Is it 3, gravitational pull would increase and the period of revolution would increase? Or is it 4, gravitational pull would increase and the period of revolution would decrease? Go ahead, lock in your answers. If you selected number 1, you were correct and you earned 15 points. Okay? From our equation, the force, gravitational force, is equal to Newton's universal constant times the mass of one object times the mass of another object divided by the distance between those objects squared. You could see that the distance is inversely square proportional to the force of gravity between two objects. What that means is if you increase the distance between the sun and the earth, you decrease the amount of gravitational force between the sun and the earth. If you decrease the distance between the sun and the earth, you increase the force between the gravitational force between the sun and the earth. This one says if we double the distance, that's inverse square. That means you get 1/4 of the force. So the 1/2, and you square it because it's inverse and it's squared. That means if you double the distance, you have 1/4 of the force of gravity between those two objects. So the gravitational pull would decrease. Now, if you go further from the sun, if the Earth goes further from the sun, it'll have to travel farther around the orbit, which means it would take longer. So the revolution would increase and it would take longer to travel around the sun. So that's why Mercury goes around the sun the quickest, the fastest, it's the closest. This is one of Kepler's laws. The farther you get, the slower the planet moves and the longer it takes to go around the sun in an orbit. So number 1 was the correct answer, and if you got that right, you earned 15 points. Let's go on to question 13. Question 13. The diagram represents geologic processes that act continuously on Earth to form different rock types. Which table correctly classifies each rock type? All right, so here we have rock type 1, we have rock type 2, we have rock type 3. Some things you can see this is in layers, and this has large crystals, and this is wavy and different shapes. All right. Process number 1, the green A, is when weathering and erosion and deposition and compaction occur. So A, to form rock type 1, you need weathering and erosion, deposition, compaction. Rock type 2 has the processes B, melting followed by cooling and solidification. So in order for rock type 2 to form, you need melting followed by cooling and solidification. Rock type 3 undergoes intense heat and pressure to form. So in order for rock type 3 to form, it has to have intense heat and pressure. So which of these four tables correctly classifies each rock type? Is it table 1, table 2, table 3, or table 4? Go ahead and lock in your answers. Excellent. If you pick table number 2, sedimentary rocks for the first type of rock type 2 is igneous rock, and rock type 3 is metamorphic rock, then you got it correct and you earned 15 points. So metamorphic rocks form under intense heat and pressure. That's rock type 3. Sedimentary rocks form from weathering and erosion, and then deposition and compaction or cementation take place. And that's why all this debris, the sandstone debris, goes in layers, and then as it's compacted or pressed down, it forms a rock. And igneous rocks form from cooling and solidification of magma. So these are nice crystals. So this was number 2, was our correct answers. Question number 14. The diagram below represents a transverse water wave propagating towards the left. A cork is floating on the water surface at point P. In which direction will the cork move as the wave passes point P? Is it 1, up then down, then up? Is it 2, down then up, then down? Is it 3, left then right, then left? Or is it number 4, right then left, then right? Go ahead, lock in your answers. All right, let's take a look at this. Here is our cork. Point P is on the cork, and the wave is traveling in this direction. That means the cork will first go down, and then it'll go up, and then it'll go down again. So if you selected number 2, down, then up, then down, then you got it correct, and you earned 15 points. Question 15. Magnesium and calcium have similar chemical properties because a magnesium atom and a calcium atom have the same, is it 1, atomic number, 2, mass number, 3, total number of electron shells, or 4, total number of valence electrons? Go ahead, lock in your answers. If you pick number 4, you were correct, and you earn 15 points. So we have magnesium is number 12, and calcium is number 20. And you could see that they are both in the same group, number 2. All elements that are in the same column or group in a periodic table have the same total number of valence electrons. We have in the rows or periods, they have the total number of electron shells. So there's 1 electron shell in the first, 2 electron shells in the second, 3 electron shells in the third, all the way across, 4 electron shells in the fourth. So the periods have the same number of electron shells, and the groups have the same total number of valence electrons. Everything in the first group has 1 valence electron. Everything in the second group has 2 valence electrons, and so on.
That's the end of today's Science Showdown. While you total your final scores to find out who has the most points, you may discuss what you've learned about physical science today. Congratulations to the winning players of this episode of Science Showdown. I hope that you enjoyed the challenge and that it has helped you better understand physical science. Learning about science is easy. It's simply a matter of asking questions and learning the answers. I hope that Science Showdown has made it fun.